Hi, Henry. I haven't done a lot of this stuff on the model itself, so I can't give you detailed explanation. But I can show you what I learned in the course. And really, you need some flat chisels. These are some old ones I had gotten from Lee Valley a long time ago. And when you get your dockyard tool, you're going to get one flat chisel. And you simply need to work the piece to get it as level as possible, as flat as possible, and nice clean lines along the edge. This is quite useful for cleaning up the lines. But the space does get tight and it does get challenging. In the case of this very fine work, these two pieces were carved separately. This is the piece that's stuck onto a back piece. So the back piece is already flat. And then you carve out this piece and then stick it on. And that's how you get the differentiation between the two. This is one of the exercises we did. And certainly this is the level of carving we have to get down to the model, maybe even smaller than this. And I've learned how to do the carving, not very good, but good enough. But certainly I need to do more exercises like this. And just let you see it a little easier. Again, there's no way you could ever carve these without the dockyard tools. You just couldn't do the carvings. The little gouges that give you the little holes. But practice gets perfect, I assume. Again, why this looks so good, this was actually inside here and it was laser cut. So we did the carving with the support of all the outer carvings here, and then took it out of this and stuck it onto the background piece. And that's why it really came out so fantastic. I'm not sure you're going to be able to get this for every job you're going to do, simply because you wouldn't have the laser carving and the ability to do this first piece and then take it out and stick it here. In fact, in this bigger version here, that's what I did. This piece was actually in a solid piece, and so I carved this out, and it had supports all along at various spots that I thought were vulnerable, and carved it right through. So this was the actual thickness. I don't know if you can see it here. This is the actual thickness of the piece I carved. And then I cut it out of the frame that held it in place and then stuck it on a flat board. So that's why you're seeing a really nice flat surface against the carving itself. And I have a feeling that that's really, when you see the pieces stuck onto the model, I have a feeling that's how that look is achieved. When I have a lot of stuff to do, this is stuff I've already done, so I'm just doing it over again. I'll use the mill. What the mill does is it gives you an even flat surface across the background to the carving. Obviously you have to find a very thin or small bit to fit in the Sherline mill that allow you to do that. So this really just takes out a lot of the work, and it guarantees you that you have the entire surface flat and at the same level. You might still have a little groove or two. The truth is, it really doesn't matter. You're really just trying to get a nice flat surface throughout, and when you're carving stuff, that bottom or background surface can be at all different levels. Again, if you don't have a mill, you're back to using some sort of chisel. It's just that this guarantees you to have an even flat surface. You might still come back and use the chisel because this doesn't have to virtually make a perfect surface, but what it establishes is an even flat surface throughout the background of the piece. Another way of tackling it is you get a small flat chisel. These are the Lee Valley ones. But it can be any, it doesn't have to be a tiny chisel. It can be a long chisel with a flat side. And you simply come in, what you're just trying to do is get all the surfaces flat to minimize the amount of sanding. And then you want to clean up the lines because you want nice clean lines along here. You can do that with one of these, or you can do that with a utility knife. So I'm just cleaning up this one that I had done a long time ago. So I'm getting a nice clean line there. And then you come with some sort of sanding tool you can make up. This is some sticky sanding paper. And you simply go through, having started with a relatively flat surface. You can make these out of wood. I had these plastic ones, but the truth is, and you just keep going at it until you get a nice flat surface, like that one is in there. And it's just blood, sweat, and tears, Henry.